Good afternoon and welcome to News 6 Extra. It is Wednesday, September 10th. I'm News 6 anchor Lisa Bell, and I'm joined today by our producer, Kathleen Whittingham. Good afternoon, Kathleen.
Hi, how's it going, Lisa?
It's going all right. How are you?
I'm doing all right. We're halfway through the work week,
I'm sitting here looking out of the newsroom, and all I see is dreary skies outside right now. Already, it's been rainy. What is going on?
I don't know. I kind of like it on days that I'm off, because it makes for good napping weather. But
True.
I don't like driving home in the rain, and my dog does not
No.
like the thunder and the storms.
My dog does not like to go out at all during the rain. And quite frankly, I don't like taking my dog out in the rain either. But I do hear that we have some changes on the way that I think a lot of people are really going to like.
Oh,
Our
yeah.
chief meteorologist, Candace Campos, is standing by with a look at our forecast.
I'm News 6 Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos. For your Wednesday, we are going to continue to keep that flooding threat in place, but it won't be as widespread as what we dealt with Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Still a decent shot for rain. Our coverage still up to about a 60%. Then as we head towards the weekend, things are going to start drying out. It will be noticeably drier, though, as we head into Saturday, really Sunday morning, as there will be that potential of feeling a little like fake fall. Temperatures are going to be in the 80s, but it's the overnight lows that could be getting down close to near 70, maybe upper 60s or northern zones. This is not going to last long. It's primarily driven by drier air, not so much cold air. And when it comes to the tropics, today, officially September 10th, is the official peak of hurricane season. And at this point, the National Hurricane Center not highlighting any specific areas of development within the next few days. So back here at home, let's talk about that flood threat still in place. We had intense amount of rain yesterday, causing flooding issues across many counties in Central Florida. So for today, any additional rain that we do get is going to be falling on still extremely saturated ground. So the possibility of some fast localized flooding certainly will be a possibility once again. You can see 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, we will have kind of the run-of-the-mill scattered showers, still packing a lot more rain as a lot of this moisture still very tropical based. And you can see by 4 or 5 o'clock, we got the west coast sea breeze, east coast sea breeze coming together. They're once again going to fuel another round of late night thunderstorms in the forecast, some really heavy downpours possible. But notice the chance of rain wasn't as widespread as what we have been dealing with so far this week. Then as we head into Thursday, still a decent chance for some scattered showers. But again, the overall coverage of it is going to continue to go down further and further, especially into Friday and Saturday. As we take you here hour by hour, our highs today back into those upper 80s. Rain chances, again, a little lower than yesterday at about 60%. But between now and about 11 o'clock this evening, we still once again will be racking up some significant rainfall across our far western zones, up in Ocala, up to about an inch of rain possible. And even across Orlando, out towards our coastal communities, still an additional half of an inch to an inch of rainfall. Now, again, while that doesn't seem like that much, we typically get a half an inch of rain on some days. The ground is still so saturated that it will quickly cause some of that short-term flooding. So once again, the main storm hazards will be lightning, some gusty winds, and some flooding. Overall, throughout the next couple of days, you saw that stationary front slowly making its way further south. There is going to be that potential of kind of a weak cold front that is going to arrive this weekend. The green here showing much drier air compared to the reds and magentas. So that dry air is, one, going to help temperatures overnight cool down into the upper 60s to low 70s. It's also going to be bringing our rain chances down to only 20% Sunday and Monday, with the air feeling a bit comfortable. So what can we expect early Sunday morning? Again, these are forecasts down in the upper 60s, low 70s potentially, still in the mid 70s. But again, it's really going to be what it feels like, which will be the noticeable difference. Again, talking about the peak of hurricane season officially is today. There's still plenty of Saharan dust out there. So as of right now, no new tropical development is expected within the next 7 days. So far, so good when it comes to the hurricane season, knock on wood. To date, we've had 6 named storms, only 1 hurricane and only 1 major hurricane, still running well below that forecast. Unfortunately, though, we still have plenty of season to go. There is the potential of a new wave rolling off the coast of Africa next week that we'll be watching closely. But in the meantime, though, let's sit back and enjoy much anticipated comfortable weather come Saturday and Sunday. Highs staying in the mid to upper 80s.
All right, there you have it. So, Kathleen, no napping this weekend. You got to get out and enjoy the beautiful weather that we will hopefully have.
Right, I know. You get a little taste of fall, you know? So I'm excited. I want to put out all my fall decorations. So maybe that's what I'll do this weekend. It'll be nice weather.
Are you a pumpkin spice fan?
Not so much pumpkin spice.
Okay.
But I love fall decorations.
Okay.
I actually like decorating more for fall than I do like Christmas or the holidays. So I'm excited about that.
Yes.
And it'll be a little cooler.
This weekend is your chance. And I tell you what, I know there are people all across Central Florida that are looking forward to some cooler, drier weather, especially folks that have been dealing with some flooding, which we have seen in several parts of Central Florida, especially in Volusia County. And as you know, Kathleen, the Volusia County chair is now demanding answers to some ongoing flood problems that have once again left several streets underwater. And a lot of residents, they're really concerned about what's going to happen if we do get even more storms headed our way. Volusia County correspondent Angie Casada spoke with some people who are living in the area and who agree that something needs to be done.
I'm your Volusia County community correspondent Angie Casada, and recently a county council chairman said that he wants to have a meeting to discuss flooding not only in Port Orange but all across Volusia County. Take a look at this. Neighborhoods that have been impacted by flooding. There's even detour signs here in this neighborhood in Port Orange, even a flood line on the grass from all of the water that accumulated just last night. A lot of families dealing with flooding tell News 6 even a normal storm is starting to feel like a crisis.
Unfortunately, there was not, in this specific situation, there was nothing we could have done pre-storm to prevent this from happening.
Port Orange engineer Junos Reed says 4 inches of rain fell in less than an hour, leaving canals and drainage ponds with no place for the water to go. The city says it has a long-term plan to redesign drainage in the area of Sleepy Hollow. That experiences a lot of flooding, but construction wouldn't start until after 2026. That's left residents like Kathy Hall to worry about their homes with every storm.
It's very frustrating. What do we do while they try to figure out what to do? I mean, I'm stumped. I don't have a clue. I'm going to end up losing, my house?
And this morning, Volusia County Chair Jeff Brower announced on Facebook he's calling a public meeting at the Port Orange Library to address flooding countywide, saying some areas are now seeing flooding that never have before. And that quote, "We can't wait any longer." Brower says he's going to invite city, county, and state officials to answer any questions and hopefully come up with some solutions. In Port Orange, I'm your Volusia County community correspondent Angie Casada, News 6.
Flooding, certainly a big concern across the state of Florida. Also in Seminole County, we know Seminole County is opening a sandbag site at the Geneva Volunteer Fire Station. There's also going to be a location at Merrill Park in Altamont Springs that will be open until 8 o'clock tonight. Good time, even if you don't think you need them maybe today or for this weekend. As Candace mentioned, we still have a long ways to go in the hurricane season. So go ahead and take advantage of this hopefully drier weather that we have and get prepared now for what could be more flooding in our future. All right, we do want to switch gears because another story that we've been talking about for some time now is the Orlando Dreamers. That is the hope that we could have a Major League Baseball team in the city beautiful one day, but plans to bring a team to Orlando may be striking out at the moment. Well-known local attorney John Morgan says he is backing out of the Orlando Dreamers investment group, and that really could put this whole plan in jeopardy. News 6's Mark Lehman has a look at what this means and what could happen next.
I'm News 6's Mark Lehman, and we're at the site of the Orlando Dreamers' proposed baseball stadium, but now plans to bring Major League Baseball to Orlando appear to be striking out. This is after the top 2 investors in the group say they're pulling out of the venture, and the group says they're planning an update later today.
Today, reality is closing in on the dream to bring a Major League Baseball team to Orlando. Central Florida billionaire attorney John Morgan has confirmed he's pulled out as an investor of the group behind the Orlando Dreamers. The withdrawal is happening after reports that the anchor investor in the Dreamers is also out.
It is going to take an entire community to make this work and then be successful when we get this team here.
Rick Workman spoke about the Orlando effort back in June, but now the Tampa Bay Times is reporting he's joined a prospective group of new Rays owners to strike a stadium deal with leaders in Tampa. The Rays' future has been up in the air since Hurricane Milton tore through Tropicana Field in St. Pete last fall.
We've shown Major League Baseball that we have that stability and the solution that they need.
The Orlando Dreamers previously said it locked in financing for a team purchase, bringing total funding to nearly $2 billion, plus another $1 billion for a new stadium, all of which is very much in doubt with the departure of the effort's top two investors.
The leader behind the Orlando Dreamers effort, Jim Schnorf, has said despite the withdrawals, the mission to bring Major League Baseball to Orlando has not changed. We're expecting to learn much more during the group's update later today. In Orlando, Mark Lehman, News 6.
Mark, thank you. We're going to take a quick break here on News 6 Extra, but when we come back, it's that age-old question. Are we really alone in the universe? Or are there aliens or some other life form out there? Coming up, we're going to have some really crazy video to show you that is raising a lot of questions on Capitol Hill right now. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Welcome back to News 6 Extra. We want to talk about a crypto scheme that has affected at least one Central Florida man. News 6 is taking a deep dive into what really is a devastating crypto investment scheme that cost one local man, get this, nearly $2.5 million. Investigator Lewis Bolden has the story of how a friend request on Facebook led to months of trust, pressure, and finally, financial ruin.
I was enraged.
That was Richard Dunlap's reaction when he realized he had lost millions.
I probably went through all of the normal feelings that somebody feels when they've been ripped off, frankly.
Dunlap says it started with a friend request on Facebook from someone who seemed to share mutual connections. But they eventually took the conversation to WhatsApp, where they chatted for months and the crooks built a rapport.
After months, this person said, look, I invest and I do really well. You know, you might want to consider it.
They introduced Dunlap to the world of cryptocurrency and trading. They showed him the apps to download and coached him through his first trade.
Dunlap invested more, lots more. From January to March alone, he deposited $1.2 million, including two $200,000 deposits in 2 days. He cleaned out his 401k and savings.
His balance hitting more than $2.5 million. But he soon learned the profits were fake because the crooks controlled the app. When he tried to make a $395,000 withdrawal, he was shut out.
It wasn't until then that I fully realized what I had done to myself. Oh yeah, you lost all that money?
Dunlap is by no means alone. According to the FTC, last year Americans lost $5.7 billion to investment scams, and that's up $1 billion from the year before. Dunlap is sharing his story, hoping he can help others.
So that I can maybe prevent some of them from going through the same thing.
We have tips for how to avoid being a victim of an investment scam with this story on clickorlando.com. Remember, don't fall for the scheme, don't get ripped off, but if you do, email me at theinvestigators@WKMG.com. I'm Lewis Bolden, News 6.
It's just so sad when you hear stories about that. And sadly, we see it all too often here in Central Florida. All right, Kathleen, I want to ask you another question now. Do you think that we are alone in the universe?
You know, I think it's kind of selfish to think that we are. Now, I'm not saying there's like little green Martians, but is there some form of life on another planet? I think so.
I agree with you with that. There is a hearing on Capitol Hill right now that's raising the question on if we are alone in the universe. Lawmakers have a close encounter with a whistleblower who showed some of this out of this world video. You've seen the video, haven't you, Kathleen?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
I have not. Okay, so this happened while they were discussing UFOs. And apparently, it appears to show a U.S. military drone shooting a missile at an unidentified object off the coast of Yemen last year. As CBS's Charlie D'Agata explains, the aerial encounter did not go as planned, and it's now raising a lot of questions. Take a look.
The newly released video captured by a U.S. Reaper drone shows a glowing orb off the coast of Yemen. Suddenly, on the left side of your screen, you see a Hellfire missile zip in, strike that unidentified object, then bounce right off it. When we slow the video down, you see the Hellfire missile continue to travel on its path, that trajectory becoming clearer from this zoomed-out angle. Not shown is a second Reaper drone that launched the missile. Congressman Eric Burleson shared the video at a House Oversight Committee on what the military calls unidentified aerial phenomena, better known as UFOs.
That's a Hellfire missile smacking into that UFO and just bounced right off. And it kept going.
It kept going, and it looks like the debris was taken with it.
Yeah, what the hell is that?
We've never seen a Hellfire missile hit a target and bounce off.
Lou Elizondo is a former senior intelligence officer with the Pentagon.
When a Hellfire makes a hit, a kinetic strike on something solid, there's usually not much left of whatever it is it's hitting. It's very, very destructive. What seems to happen is that the missile is either redirected or in some case perhaps glances off the object and continues on its way.
A recent government report revealed the government received more than 750 new UAP sightings in the 2024 fiscal year, leaving lawmakers digging into the mystery and national security concerns posed by these objects.
Does this video scare you guys? Yes or no?
Yes.
Wiggins?
Yes.
Yes.
Me too. There's a lot of information that's not in that video, like what mission they were on, and as they said, what are we even looking at here? We do know that the U.S. military was conducting airstrikes against Houthi targets at the time. Pentagon officials tell CBS News, no comment. Charlie D'Agata, Washington.
Does that video scare you, Kathleen?
I don't think it scares me, but it does make me curious.
Correct, yeah.
I don't think it necessarily scares me.
And it doesn't necessarily mean that, that object, whatever it was, came from outer space.
No.
Who knows? Maybe it came from another country that our missile could not attack. I don't know.
Well,
a lot more to come on that.
I know, that is true. That's what I was thinking when I was watching it. I was like, well, it could have came from, another country. Remember we had the balloons that were over parts of the U.S., so.
We'll see.
Sure, it's interesting.
Yeah. All right. Are you an Apple or a Samsung girl?
I am an Apple girl.
Okay. Well, time to dig deep into your wallet because there's a new phone for you. The Apple iPhone 17. If you haven't heard by now, Apple has unveiled its newest line of gadgets, from the iPhone 17 to a new Apple Watch and improved AirPods. CBS's Jolene Kent takes a closer look and breaks down just how much these new products will cost.
Apple is making moves.
At 5.6 millimeters, it's the thinnest iPhone we've ever made.
With the first ever iPhone Air starting at nearly $1,000. Alongside its new iPhone 17 and 17 Pros, starting at nearly $800 and $1,100 respectively. AirPods Pro 3 with live language translation.
Hello, welcome. Today, all the red carnations are 50% off.
But the reveal comes at a challenging time for consumers. According to Wallet Hub, nearly 9 in 10 Americans think iPhones are overpriced, and nearly 60% say inflation and tariffs will keep them from buying a new phone this year.
For the most part, Apple is still very much a premium brand when it comes to phones.
We spoke to tech expert Mark Spoonhour after Apple's unveiling on Tuesday.
The Apple ecosystem is really strong, and I think that some of that shine is starting to come off with the competition that we're seeing around AI.
Can you show me how to make a double?
First, press the filter size button on the left.
Maybe Apple's a little bit behind the competition, but they're known for doing that. They're usually late to market, and they try to be best. So we're going to have to see how that works out.
Jolene Kent, CBS News, Los Angeles.
It looks nice. I can tell you I desperately need a new Apple Watch. I think my Apple Watch is like 9 years old. And you know what I will say about this, Kathleen? I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but it seems like every time a new phone is unveiled, all of a sudden my phone doesn't charge like it used to. It doesn't hold a charge. It starts acting all glitchy. And lo and behold, I end up, at an Apple store in need of a new product.
Yes.
Maybe it's just coincidental, but that's been my experience.
Well, I mean, it's happened to me too. And so I don't know. I've heard it happening to other people too. I have a iPhone 13, so I am in need of an upgrade. But right now, knock on wood, everything's working fine. But I do like that the new ones are thinner,
Yeah, that is nice. Although, if it's any thinner, mine gets lost in my purse, so I don't know.
Well, that's true. That's true. So maybe it needs to be a little bulkier,
All right, I'm looking out the window now. The rain has returned once again. We had a little bit of a break. So I know that we're here for several more hours, so no nap time just yet. No. But it's been nice chatting with you today, Kathleen.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Yes. Of course, I want to remind our viewers that they can always get the latest headlines at clickorlando.com anytime. And to be sure to join us for our next newscast this afternoon at 4. Have a great afternoon.